full control. I would hope she's in full control, but I don't know because I'm hearing some stories about donors that are pushing things. I'm hearing about the pressure that's even happening with plant.
That's the other thing. They said that he took it apart and then put it back together again. Shut up. Do you know how much time it would take to do that if you were highly skilled?
To disassemble a gun.
To disassemble a rifle so that you can get it in a backpack. And by the way, not gonna fit. Not gonna fit. And then somehow or another reconnects it once he gets off the roof? What? Like, you're telling me that this kid who's not military trained, this guy, first of all, how did he get to the roof? How come nobody was looking? How come nobody was, like, there's a direct line of sight between where he's sitting and those roofs. You guys didn't check? You don't have a drone? Like, that's insane. So he's on the roof, he shoots, he jumps from the roof. He jumps down 14 feet, jumps off of the roof and lands, whether or not he's even the guy who shot him. Maybe he thought he was gonna shoot him, maybe.
Joe Rogan just dropped a shocking twist that could flip this entire Charlie Kirk situation upside down. Out of nowhere, he stepped in publicly defending Candace Owens. Yes, that Candace Owens, the one people have been mocking for months, calling her a conspiracy chaser for claiming that the government might be hiding key details. But now that Joe Rogan's putting his weight behind her, everyone's paying attention. And what he's suggesting sounds way deeper and darker than anyone imagined. According to Rogan, the story we were all told about Charlie's sudden incident doesn't quite add up. He hinted that the truth could involve people far closer to Charlie than the public ever expected. Erika is in full control. I would hope she's in full control, but I don't know because I'm hearing some stories about donors that are pushing things. I'm hearing about the pressure that's even happening with planning this event. And nope, you're right. You got me. I was not invited to speak alongside President Trump and J.D. Vance on the stage with Tucker Carlson at a memorial event. Candace has been saying from day one that something suspicious was happening behind the scenes. And now her words don't sound so far-fetched anymore. Fans online are buzzing, convinced that maybe she was on to something real this whole time. The newest rumors are wild. They're pointing toward Charlie's wife, Erika Kirk, who's allegedly been moving quietly behind the scenes, trying to keep things under wraps. Ever since the situation happened, people say her behavior has been puzzling. From her awkward appearances with public figures to how quickly she's been trying to shift the conversation and make everyone move on. Something about it all feels strange, and viewers can't help but question what's really going on. Joe Rogan didn't outright accuse anyone, but the way he talked, the tone, the hints, it was clear he's heard more than he's saying. He even mentioned that several official explanations just don't line up, which sent social media into overdrive. Could it be that he's connecting dots the media won't touch? Because if his claims hold weight, this might be one of the biggest twists in the entire story. That man, that young man, I forgive him. One thing's for sure, Rogan's not afraid to ruffle feathers. And this time, he might have just cracked open the first layer of something massive. So let's break down these wild claims because things just got way more complicated. It's been nearly 2 months since the mysterious incident involving Charlie Kirk. And yet, we're still nowhere close to fully understanding what really happened. Just when people thought progress was being made, boom. Joe Rogan came out with new statements that spun everything right back into chaos. Everyone knows that Candace Owens has been saying from the start that something about the situation doesn't feel right, claiming that certain agencies might not be telling the full truth and could be protecting the real person involved. For weeks, she's been dragged online, called every name in the book, accused of stirring drama and chasing headlines. But now, people are starting to rethink everything because if what Joe Rogan's saying is true, Candace might have been onto something big this entire time. Candace was actually the first one to sound the alarm literally minutes after the incident when she pointed out something strange. A military-style aircraft had reportedly landed in Utah right before everything went down. At the time, people laughed it off. But she didn't stop there. She started connecting dots, suggesting that maybe this wasn't a simple random event, but something with deeper layers. You find this rifle, and then you say, oh, he assembled it, and he reassembled it. Like, okay, a lot. If I wish I was a cop, I'd sit in a room like, this story is horror, like none of these things make any sense to me. It's all part of the plan. If you want people to lose all faith that anyone is going to solve anything. You add a bunch of if you're going to kill a guy, you add a bunch of other wacky things that don't make any sense, and you spam it out there at the same time. You leave a gun that didn't do it out in the woods. You do a bunch of like that. You have an old man put his out and yell, "I did it. I did it. I did it." Yeah. You get some kid who has a boyfriend who's a furry, and you talk to him on Discord. I think he's a furry. As days turned into weeks, Candace got even bolder, calling out officials directly and accusing them of taking control of the investigation too. Quickly, almost like they wanted to steer the narrative before the public could ask too many questions. She said local authorities were suddenly pushed aside as federal teams swooped in. And that's when the timeline started getting really confusing. First of all, there was that one guy who was the decoy. Alright, so you got this guy who's an older guy who starts yelling out, didn't he take his pants down? He took his pants down. This guy was at 9/11. He was at the Boston bombing. He called in a fake bomb at another place, and then he did this thing right after. So somehow or another, this guy has the state of mind that the moment someone gets shot, he yells out and says, "I did it. I did it." Now, with Joe Rogan echoing her doubts, the internet is losing its mind. Could these two really be right about a bigger plan at play? Whatever's going on, it's clear this story is far from over. And every new clue just makes things even murkier. That's the other thing. They said that he took it apart and then put it back together again. Shut the up. Do you know how much time it would take to do that if you were highly skilled to disassemble a gun? To disassemble a rifle so that you can get it in a backpack. And by the way, not going to fit. Not going to fit. And then somehow or another reconnects it once he gets off the roof. What? Like you're telling me that this kid who's not military trained. This guy, first of all, how did he get to the roof? How come nobody was looking? How come nobody was like there's a direct line of sight between where he's sitting and those roofs? You guys didn't check. You don't have a drone. Like that's insane. So he's on the roof. He shoots. He jumps from the roof. If he jumps down 14 feet, jumps off of the roof and lands. Whether or not he's even the guy who shot him, maybe he thought he was going to shoot him. Maybe he's a pathy. If the goal had truly been to find out what happened to Charlie, they would have immediately released every photo and video to the public. Because let's be real, the internet can piece things together faster than any agency out there. But according to Candace, that kind of urgency was never shown. And that's what made her dig deeper. Before long, her focus shifted from questioning the authorities to raise some serious eyebrows at Charlie's wife, Erika Kirk. She began dropping subtle hints, suggesting that Erika might have had more influence in this whole situation than people realized. Then there arrived a moment when Charlie felt that the money was disappearing. He felt that, again, according to sources, that the company was burning through cash too quickly. And Charlie set about finding out why and how this was happening. In one particular clip, viewers swear they caught Candace throwing shade, saying things that implied Erika might not have been the one fully making the big decisions around Charlie's memorial or even other key choices afterward. Fans immediately flooded comment sections, claiming that Candace was carefully trying to say something, without outright naming names. But things really exploded after the memorial event. The same one where Erika appeared calm and composed, even publicly offering forgiveness to the person involved in the incident. That moment shocked everyone, and Candace didn't hold back afterward. Shortly after, she tweeted something that sent social media into a frenzy. Be very wary and suspicious of the people who are already telling us to stop asking questions about the Charlie Kirk situation. That single post changed everything. Suddenly, people weren't just side-eyeing the government. They started turning their attention straight toward Erika herself. And when news broke that less than 2 weeks after Charlie's passing, she was officially named the new CEO of Turning Point USA, the internet went wild. Commenters began questioning the timing, saying it all felt too convenient, too quick, almost like things had been arranged beforehand. Others defended her, saying she was just stepping up in a time of crisis, keeping her husband's legacy alive. Still, the rumors haven't stopped swirling. And the way Candace keeps hinting at unanswered questions has everyone watching closely. Something about this story still doesn't sit right, And fans can't shake the feeling that there's way more behind the scenes than anyone's admitting. For someone recently widowed, and for an organization supposedly in mourning, that leadership switch happened fast. People online couldn't believe how quickly things moved. Some even joked that the announcement came before the dust had settled. Many felt the timing was off, like they couldn't even wait until everything had properly been laid to rest before turning the page. And the whispers didn't stop there. Word spread that Erika had inherited Charlie's entire estate, rumored to be worth over $12 million. Add to that the talk about Turning Point USA receiving millions in donations after his passing, and well, people started connecting dots. With Erika stepping in as CEO, some viewers claimed the situation suddenly looked less like tragedy and more like a major power shift. Then there was that entrance at the memorial. Dramatic lighting, cameras flashing, the crowd parting as Erika walked in with that confident energy. Viewers online compared it to something out of a major entertainment event, saying it felt more like a grand reveal than a solemn tribute. People were torn. Some called it powerful. Others said it felt off. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because that moment had everyone talking. Even Joe Rogan seems to be questioning how everything adds up. He said flat out that the official version of events doesn't make sense. And he agreed with Candace Owens that there's a lot more happening behind the scenes than anyone's admitting publicly. Ask a question that might be off topic. How did you choose Phoenix? So, she chose to move to Phoenix from Ohio because there was more of an opportunity for a female business owner out here. Especially from the standpoint of she was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And so she had other business partners that were out here that were already in that industry. Even one that was a mentor of hers. So it was really convenient to be able to come all together in one place to really have that. On his show, he laid out his own timeline of what reportedly happened at Utah Valley University on September 10th, raising the very questions nobody in authority seems willing to address. And then came the part that made people's jaws drop. The mention of that older man, George Zen. Remember him? The one who confused everyone during the chaos when he loudly claimed responsibility and diverted attention from what was really happening. Turns out, could I ask Erika, please come out? Erika, please come out. Thank you. George has quite the track record. Strange run-ins with law enforcement, suspicious timing at past events, and even getting caught up in situations that raised major eyebrows. Well, fans found it weird, like this person who tweeted, so now people are asking, how is it possible that someone with that kind of history just happened to be there again, right when everything went down? The odds sound almost impossible. With every new detail surfacing, the mystery keeps getting murkier. And honestly, at this point, nobody knows who or what to believe anymore. Joe Rogan didn't stop at questioning the timeline. He went even further, suggesting that the person identified as Tyler Robinson might not have been the real one responsible at all. And I see no one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities between my husband in JD and Vice President JD Vance. I do. He implied that Tyler could have been set up to take the blame. Basically, a scapegoat placed in the middle of something much bigger. That claim alone sent the internet into overdrive, with people replaying clips, reading reports, and trying to piece together their own theories about what actually happened. But Rogan's biggest bombshell came when he openly supported one of Candace Owens' boldest claims yet, according to her. To truly understand what happened to Charlie Kirk on September 10th, you've got to look closely at the days before the incident, because that's when things started shifting behind closed doors. She believes the real story has less to do with random chance and more to do with internal tensions brewing inside Turning Point USA. Just days before everything unfolded, Charlie had reportedly sent out an internal memo to his staff, and it was a game share. In that message, he announced a full audit of Turning Point USA's financial operations, saying he wanted to dig deep into how money was being handled, where it was going, and who exactly was benefiting from it. He was determined to make the organization more transparent and efficient, and that meant shaking things up. About 8 days before the incident, Charlie told his team that he had instructed the chief operating officer to launch what he called a full-scale internal review initiative. The goal was to clean up inefficiencies, tighten spending, and make sure every dollar was accounted for. But after his sudden passing, that same memo took on an entirely new meaning, one that fans and insiders alike couldn't ignore. Not long after, several former Turning Point USA employees reportedly reached out to Candace Owens, claiming there were unusual financial dealings happening behind the scenes. They hinted that Charlie might have stumbled onto something big, something that could have changed everything about how the organization operated. Whether or not those claims are true, nobody can deny one thing. The timing of that audit announcement feels far too coincidental. And now, with Rogan adding his voice to the mix, this theory has taken on a whole new life, and it's got everyone watching closely for what might come next. According to what's being whispered behind the scenes, the audit Charlie Kirk had planned might have uncovered something major. Reports claim it could have revealed that over $40 million in funds were unaccounted for. If that's true, and Charlie was genuinely trying to clean things up at Turning Point USA, then it's hard to believe his sudden passing was just some random coincidence. As Joe Rogan and Candace Owens keep saying, follow the money, because that's where the truth usually hides. The deeper you dig, the more tangled it all gets. The billionaire donors backing Turning Point USA weren't exactly handing out checks out of pure kindness. Their money always came with expectations, and those expectations eventually turned into pressure. Somewhere along the way, that pressure may have reached a boiling point. Candace recently shared screenshots that she claimed came from private group chats where Charlie vented his frustrations about certain donors, threatening to pull their funding unless he followed their agenda. In one alleged message, Charlie supposedly wrote something like, "Just lost another major donor, $2 million a year, because I won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. I will not be bullied into silence or forced to back away from my beliefs." If those messages are real, they paint a picture of a man caught between loyalty to his values and massive financial pressure. However, some of the donors mentioned have since come forward to deny everything, insisting the screenshots were fake or taken out of context. One of the biggest names caught up in the chatter, billionaire investor Bill Amann. Yes, the same one who reportedly met privately with Charlie just weeks before everything went down. That meeting, said to have taken place in the Hamptons, has become one of the most talked about parts of this entire story. According to people close to Charlie, he came away from it feeling uneasy, even telling friends he felt cornered, like he'd just been pushed into a deal he didn't want to make. While no one knows exactly what was said behind closed doors, that meeting has taken on a mysterious glow in hindsight. Candace Owens later doubled down on her claims, posting online that Charlie had been under immense pressure from the same powerful figures he once relied on for support. She wrote that he was battling people with enormous influence, individuals who didn't like being challenged or questioned. Her words were chilling. Charlie Kirk was standing up to some of the most powerful people in America, and the pressure was breaking him. The truth will come out, the messages will leak, and the movement he built will rise again. She even reshared another viral post claiming that Charlie was about to lose his final big donor because he refused to ban Tucker Carlson from Turning Point events. That tweet blew up instantly, reigniting debates across social media about who really benefited from his downfall and whether some people's tears after his passing were truly sincere or just for show. Right. Now, every side is pointing fingers. Every new claim contradicts the last. And the deeper it goes, the messier it gets. One thing's clear, though. If these reports about the missing money, donor pressure, and secret meetings are even half true, then the truth behind what really happened to Charlie Kirk might shake the entire political landscape to its core. Candace Owens wasn't holding anything back. She came out swinging, saying the billionaire donors needed to be exposed for what she called their corruption and manipulation. And she didn't stop there. Candace claimed to have even more proof, promising that the truth was coming whether people liked it or not. She posted, "More is going to come out, guys. The truth is inevitable. They're lying. But rest assured, they were reckless enough to put their anger and demands in writing." That line alone sent social media into a frenzy. She followed up with another emotional message that shocked everyone. "Sorry guys, you hurt my friend. You unleashed something in me. "We're not stopping until we find out what really happened." They pressured and tormented Charlie until the very end. The intimidation, the threats, the manipulation stopped pretending it didn't happen. Her words hit hard, and thousands of fans flooded her comments, demanding that the real story finally come to light. Now, being betrayed by powerful sponsors would be bad enough. But the next twist was even wilder. Rumors started flying that Charlie's wife, Erika Kirk, might somehow be connected to the chaos. Yeah, you heard that right. Even his inner circle wasn't off limits from speculation anymore. People began digging up old interviews, including a 2020 sit-down where Erika mentioned that her family had moved to Arizona after her mother started working with Homeland Security and the Department of Defense. That one comment reignited all kinds of theories online, especially after Candace started hinting that government involvement couldn't be ruled out. Candace has repeatedly said she believes there may have been more going on than just internal drama, suggesting that certain agencies might have had a hand in shaping the events around Charlie's mysterious passing. She even hinted that she's sitting on documents that could prove her point, saying she's waiting for the right time to reveal them. And then there's the detail that made fans' jaws drop: how close Erika has reportedly become with high-profile political figures ever since the tragedy. Candace's followers noticed how often Erika's been photographed with Senator J.D. Vance lately, and it sparked endless online debate. People started pointing out that the interactions looked too comfortable, especially at Charlie's memorial. One moment that really blew up online was when the former president hugged Erika during the service. What many saw as a comforting gesture, but others found oddly personal. Clips of that moment spread across every platform, with people arguing about what it really meant. Some said it was simply empathy from an old ally, while others whispered that it hinted at a deeper connection behind the scenes. Now, nobody's saying there's proof of anything shady, but the mix of Candace's claims, Erika's family, connections, and those high-profile friendships have turned the situation into a full-blown mystery. And the more people dig, the more questions keep popping up. Whatever is hiding beneath all this tension, it's clear the story is far from over, and things might get even messier before the truth comes out. That hug, that exact moment, was what made people feel like there was something deeper going on. The way President and Erika held on to each other for just a beat too long had everyone replaying it in slow motion, debating whether it was innocent comfort or something more. Then came that viral clip, the one where it looked like she might have touched him in a way that raised eyebrows. Most people agreed it was likely a weird camera angle or a harmless moment taken out of context, but fans online weren't so sure. But all that chatter was nothing compared to what happened at a Turning Point rally just days later, when Erika and Senator J.D. Vance appeared together on stage. The tension was palpable. The way they looked at each other, the smiles, the lingering touches. It had fans convinced something romantic might be brewing. People described it as giving a forbidden love story and energy that shouldn't be that strong at a political rally. And then came the bombshell moment. Erika made a comment saying she sees Charlie in J.D. Vance. The audience gasped, and social media lost its mind. Fans flooded the comments saying things like, "Is she soft launching a new relationship? And this is getting messy." One viral tweet read, "Calling it now. Vance divorces his wife and marries Charlie Kirk's widow by 2026. Others claimed it was all part of some strategic rebranding to push J.D. Vance's public image before the next election. Still, not everyone believes it's romantic. Some fans think the two are just politically close and that the public is reading too much into their chemistry. But even if that's true, people can't help but notice how friendly Erika's been with the same high-profile figures who once faced accusations of hiding what really happened to her husband. That's what makes it all feel so confusing and honestly a little eerie. It really makes you wonder, is this just public unity or something way deeper? Because at this point, everything about the situation feels like it's building toward a huge reveal. Between the billionaire donors, the mysterious audit, the questionable relationships, and the ongoing silence from officials, it's like every piece of this story is part of a much bigger puzzle. Joe Rogan didn't defend Candace Owens for no reason. He's seen the same cracks everyone else is finally noticing. And Candace, after months of being called delusional, is now starting to look like the one person who's been right all along. Every new leak, every strange photo, every mixed statement just keeps proving her case stronger. If what Rogan and Candace are saying even turns out to be halfway true, then this isn't just about Charlie Kirk anymore. This could expose the kind of powerful connections that keep certain truths locked away from the public eye. The question now isn't if something's being hidden, it's who's doing the hiding and how far they'll go to keep it buried. And with how fast new information is surfacing, it feels like that truth bomb could drop any day now. What do you think about all this? Do you believe Candace and Joe might be onto something real? Or is it all just coincidence and chaos? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.